What's going on, everyone? This is Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. In this show, we're talking our round 3 DFS targets for the Bermuda Championship. Craig, we had kind of a crazy day on Friday. The wind picked up as we expected. What do you think's going to happen on the weekend here?
Well, the wind, I think the wind has come from Bermuda right to where I am because we've had a couple blackouts here our brownouts here as I've been trying to start this video.
Yeah.
I think it looks like it's going to keep being windy, but first things first, it looks like you got a little something going on over there. Are you trying to improve your golf game, dressing up like Tiger for Halloween or?
It's Halloween, man. I'm Sunday Tiger.
Sunday Tiger. Is that going to be your new go-to golf look?
It might be. I mean, this is kind of a nice visor. I like it. The hair is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it improves my game a little bit.
Yeah, you just got to have that fierce concentration. Okay, let's jump into it. So, yeah, the weather, earlier on, it looked like it was going to be pretty consistent throughout the day. But,
Right.
The latest one we've got here, this is from, Wind Tracker, I think is the site, which
Right.
is, they use it for sailing. So, it's got to be good in terms of keeping track of the wind.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it does look like later in the afternoon. Oh, I just had a flicker. I thought my power might go again. Later after.
Power through it. We're powering through it, you guys.
Late afternoon, it looks like it might go from about 20-ish earlier in the day up to 30-ish in terms of wind speed, and the gusts might get up to 32, 33. So it looks like they didn't finish. There's a couple of guys that didn't finish their
I
second
think there's
round.
a few groups out there. Saz out there for sure. Ventura.
Who are
they
both on
are
cut line. So keep an eye
Yeah.
on that if you're looking at them. The other thing, if you are able to, be right on top of it, you could potentially plug them in, and their ownership's probably going to be nothing. So
Nobody on the West Coast or Central will risk that.
I'm not waking up at
it's
4
way
to
too
plug
risky.
to plug Justin Tsai into my showdown lineup.
Exactly. But Thursday to Friday is a completely different course. We were one stroke average under on Thursday. Friday, we were 2.6 over.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to continue like that for Saturday, Sunday. So I think I'm putting a little bit more weight on the performance on Friday and how these guys, perhaps kind of the bogey avoidance.
Yeah, and I think we got a pretty good idea of people who I don't think anyone's comfortable playing in it, but you can tell the people who have no comfort level. Like we saw Harold Varner III, he was not so comfortable. Charlie Hoffman, I don't think he was comfortable today. So fortunately, we don't have to make a decision whether to put them in or not. But let's jump into some guys here we like.
Yeah, let's do it. So starting with my first target, Sepp Straka, 7,600 on DraftKings. I'm kind of going a little bit more veteran with my picks today. I like guys that have the experience that can play anywhere, play around the world, and play in all different weather conditions. Also, like I said earlier, on Friday, I like to see that they had a good round on Friday because I think it's going to play more like that through the weekend. So Seb, 70-70, 8 birdies, 6 bogeys. He's 2 under. What I really like, though, he's got 5 birdies on Friday. That's one that's right up there with the top. I know Afri Barnrat had a clean round, but 5 birdies is huge out there on Friday. Coming in, though, we kind of like him as a ball striker. Typically, he was 15th in the field in strokes gained total coming in for the tournament. So I just think he's going to continue it. He played well Friday, and he's going to continue on to the weekend.
Yep, I've got him in a few of my week-long, so I'll be pretty happy if he does too.
Yeah.
First one here for me, I've got Doc Redman. Now, after looking at the wind, there may be a little bit of a desire to fade him because he is going to be one of the last ones out there. But he was out there in the worst of the wind today, and he was even par 71, which was pretty darn good out there today.
Yeah.
2.5 strokes better than the average, and it was even worse in the afternoon. So he was about 3 strokes better than the average out there. He's got an eagle, 8 birdies, 4 bogeys through 2 rounds, so he's getting a lot of scoring. But I was looking a little bit further back. He's been playing really good since the COVID restart. 67% of his rounds are better than average. His total strokes are better than average. And a quarter of his strokes, he's at least 2 better than average. That's a lot of the time that it's not like, he's a half stroke better than average or something like that. He's up there. And, with Doc, some of those are like 4 or 5 strokes better than average. So it's just, he's got so much potential to be one of those ones that if you don't have him in your lineup, you're going to totally miss out. That to me, he's worth the roster.
Yeah, I really like him Saturday. I like him the rest of the tournament. Really, I think he might be one of the best kind of standing still, and with it where he is in the leaderboard, I think he has a good chance.
Yeah, I'd love to see him win the tournament too.
Yeah. Next up, my pick, Anirban Lahiri. So he's 7,500 on DraftKings, another veteran guy. So I talked about Branden Grace yesterday, who was once 10th in the world. Lahiri was 33rd in the world just a few years ago. He's fallen way off to 566 now. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it is been a big fall off, but we know that he can get there. We know he can play well. He's played on these international teams before, and I just feel like 7,500 is still too cheap for him for where he's kind of been recently. So 68.70, 4 under, 9 birdies, 5 bogeys. He played well on Friday, again beating the field by quite a few strokes, and only 1 bogey. So when he's playing that clean of a card, the bogey avoidance, I really like that. And then, like I said before, his start to the 2020 season has been really solid. 37th, 6th, 36. So he's playing really well right now, and I think at 7,500, it's a great play.
Yeah, I've looked at him at a few times because he's been popping in the model for week long, and I'm like, I just don't think he's going to keep it up. You know, like, at some point I have to believe, you know, if he keeps keeping it up, then you got to believe at some point. So
and let's dip our toes in a showdown, right?
Yeah, you don't have to commit. It's just like going out on a date.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, my next one here, he was someone I brought up on the sleepers before the tournament. I just think it was a good opportunity to buy one of the guys who's the best in the field when they have not been playing so great over the last few tournaments or month or so.
Right.
And really, before the tournament started, he was 4th in strokes gained total over the past 12 months, but he's been, he's priced at about 40th because of his recent form, 40th or 50th, somewhere around there. But yeah, he's 2 under through 2 rounds here. Played in the worst part of the win today. He was even par 71, 7 birdies, 3 bogeys, 1 double. I was just blown away when I saw this, but he is 14 of 18 fairway. Or sorry, this is wrong. This should be Green's hit. So
okay.
So he actually hit less than 14 fairways. He was something like, 7, I forget what his fairway percentage was exactly, but he had less than that greens in regulation on Thursday when it wasn't blowing. And to come out and put up 78% greens hit in the win that they were playing in this afternoon, that just blows my mind. And I saw one shot that just stood out to me today. I don't know if you were watching, but
was it over the trees?
Well, so that one was awesome. But no, he had one where the broadcasters were saying it got like maybe 15 feet off the ground, a little stinger. It was a little stinger fairway wood, I think it was. But
I think I heard that. I didn't see who that was, though. I heard that on the broadcast.
But if you're hitting shots like that, then I like you in the wind, So he showed he could play in the wind today. I think he's got the pedigree. I think there's a lot of reasons to like Max Homa tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with it. My last pick, I'm going right back. I talked to him yesterday. I wasn't on him for tournament long. I got on him yesterday. He did really well for me. Branden Grace, 6,800. His price, I think, actually fell from yesterday, which is crazy. He went 73.70. So he was outside the cut line coming into Friday. Went 1 under, which is a pretty good
That's moving out there
score.
Today.
That's moving. So moved into the weekend. 6 birdies, 7 bogeys. Like I said, on Friday, his round was way better than it was on Thursday. And this is where I think he can really improve going through the weekend. So you can look at our video from yesterday to see why I liked him for Friday. But going into the weekend, he's 113th in putts per green regulation through 2 days. We talk about all the time how putting is pretty volatile. If he can improve at all on that, just get to an average of 60th or 40th, he can shoot up this leaderboard. So I really like Branden Grace again, and it's just a crazy discount.
Yeah, it's just a little surprising to me because that you said you didn't have him in any of the week longs because you brought him up on the Twitch show saying that you'd been looking at him, and so I know. So I ended up looking at him and plugged him into a few, and he's the last one in for me. Made a few cuts, so I'm feeling good having him right now. My last guy here, Beau Hossler. He's in at 7,000 on DraftKings. So he was lights out today. He was 3 under, 68. He was par on Thursday. He's got 10 birdies. He had 5 birdies today. 7 bogeys on the tournament. This one stood out to me a bit. So, this is maybe contrary to what you're looking at with Branden Grace, but he's so far through 2 days, Hossler's first in putts per GIR, and we don't have strokes gained putting, so we don't have a ton of ways of looking at how people are putting out there, but I just like that because they talk about how hard putting is, both on this course because of the grain, but then also in the wind. And so if he is someone that can, for whatever reason, can putt well in the wind, then I'm happy to have him, on a daily basis through this tournament. And so I just I pulled up his strokes gained putting to see whether this was a bit of an aberration or not. So far this short season thus far, he's 4.33 strokes gained, 0.433. But he's that's the lowest he's had in the last 4 years. So he's a good putter. Those are good putting stats. So I like him just to be a grinder, basically. But then the last thing, so I went back and looked. I have a table where I look at people relative to their stroke average on a daily basis. And last 22 rounds he's played, 9 times he's been over 2.5 strokes better than the field. So maybe it has to do, a lot of his overall gain on the field comes putting, so maybe it's just some days he's just lights out or whatever it is, but someone who's volatile like that, I love that kind of thing.
Well, and I think targeting strong putters into the weekend is actually a pretty good strategy. There's a few guys that I didn't talk about here that I am definitely looking at. Basically, if you can go up and down on these hard courses and avoid bogeys, you're going to be doing well, and you have to putt well to win a tournament. There's no way around it.
Yeah, the one thing I would be a little bit wary of is if it's someone who's putting well but doesn't, is not historically good.
Exactly.
Because it just means they're streaky and they were hot through the tournament thus far.
And he's a big visor guy. So, me and him both have that going on right now.
Yeah. Let's just hope it stays on out in the wind out there.
Yeah. Quickly summarizing our picks, I got Straka at 7,600, Lahiri at 7,500, and Grace again at 6,800.
And I've got Doc Redman at 10,200, Max Homa at 7,400, and Beau Hossler at 7,000.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please subscribe and like our videos. It really does mean a lot to us. Good luck this weekend. Have a happy and safe Halloween, and we will catch you again soon.
Yep. Good luck, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.